This one Instagram reel made me $7,000. And no, it didn't blow up. And no, I don't have a large following. And quite honestly, it's a shitty reel. But most people think you need to go viral or have hundreds of thousands of followers to make money with reels, but that's simply not true. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why this reel worked and why 99% don't, my entire conversion back end strategy for turning these viewers into cash, how these clients will be worth over $100,000 to me within 6 months, and my little secret for success, including why this reel made $7,000 for me. And it's something that most people miss. Real quick, if you don't know me, I'm Preston Chambers. We've done over 7 figures in info for our clients, on average adding $52,000 by month too. So let's dive in. First, we're gonna actually watch the reel itself, and like I said, it honestly isn't that good. Shelby made her money from sales, Tate from models, Brez from freelancing. At least that's what they want you to think. But what actually made them their millions was using this cheat code. Learn a high value skill, build an audience around it, sell info about that skill. The real money isn't from the skill itself, it's selling information about that skill. It's simple and easy. All you need is this 5-step framework. 1. Know the audience better than they know themselves. 2. Make them an offer so good they feel stupid saying no. 3. Get them to trust you. 4. Sell on that trust. And 5. Scale. That was so much needed water. All right, so you saw the reel. Okay. And let's break down the first step of this, which was ideating. So, how did I actually come up with this banger idea where it did better than my normal reels? Obviously, not going viral, but 13,000 views is decent, right? So, there's many different methods and ideologies we have for us and our clients, but it's really SLA, which is steal like an artist. Essentially, what I did was I saw this reel work for a competitor, quote unquote, because there's no competition. I'm one of one, and I made it my own. So I'm gonna block them out for privacy reasons, but they got 105,000 views on the reel, and I took it and made it my own. So as you can see right here, exposing these creators: Tate, TJR, Brez Scales, and then I have mine right here, exposing these creators. I like similar colors just because that's my color scheme: black, gold, and white. Yeah. Let's see how I actually changed this and made it my own. So the first thing I did was, first of all, it's just zero is it's me. So it's going to be completely different than the other person saying it. But I also had all caps on the word exposing to really emphasize the point of, hey, this is something big. Also, I saw that here they didn't show Shelby, which is one of the biggest creators right now, probably bigger than TJR, honestly. So, and honestly, what could have been better was if I did Shelby, TJR, and Brez. That might have even done better. But I showed Shelby. She's more known, kind of, and started with her because Tate's kind of overdone. I showed more of the Myro, as you can see, right? Half the screen's his face. Nobody cares about my face, really, on this reel. I also feel like I had better flow to it. And I showed my frameworks instead of DM setting. So he tied it to DM setting. I tied it to the actual frameworks as a high level overview. And that's why it worked really well for me, is because I overall just took the idea, I stole like an artist, and I made it my own. And that's really one of the best ways to actually make content, is you see what's working, you model after it and make it your own. So that's what I did for the ideation. Very easy to actually ideate on this reel, but I couldn't just copy and paste it. If you copy and paste it, it will never work. So I made it my own just by showing our frameworks and stuff like that. So let's break down the second piece of this, the hook, which I kind of stole from him, but I'm going to show you the science behind it and why it worked. So Shelby made her money from sales, Tate from models, Brez from freelancing. At least that's what they want you to think. So it's instantly going to have curiosity and attract the dream follower, which for me, it's business owners. And I'll show you what dream follower is in a minute. But it's like it causes curiosity because these are 3 people that they know. And then it's like, at least that's what they want you to think. So it's like, okay, like what's the secret behind this, right? Like, what does he mean? That's what they want you to think. And that's why it kept people. And it's a very good hook because while this is going on, I'm circling these people. So it's a visual hook as well. Whenever you're hooking people, you want to hook them verbally and visually. So I did that here visually by having exposing these creators once again. Curiosity. Creators is going to attract business owners, especially since they know who this is. And we have the verbal hook of Shelby made her money from sales, Tate from models, Brez from freelancing. At least that's what they want you to think. So it's all just hitting their different sensory, right? And then from there, you're probably confused, like, what is a dream follower? Well, you don't just want to target your ICP. Because if I just targeted coaches, my ICP is coaches and creators because we help people start and scale their info products and stuff. And the ICP is really just the ideal client you want to buy your stuff. But if you just target that, it's too niche, it's too broad. Whenever I would do that, my videos would get 100 views max because it's just so niche. The only people it's going to attract is coaches and creators. And In order for it to get pushed out, I need to target my dream follower. My dream follower is essentially just broader than my ICP, but they hold the same values and beliefs. So it's going to be business owners. They're actually very related. And the cool thing about the dream follower is your ICP is inside of that, because technically coaches and creators are business owners. And now what I'm doing is I'm getting a bigger piece of the pie, meaning my content can get pushed out more. And on TikTok and stuff and short form content and really any sort of content, the more it gets pushed out, the better it's going to do. One of my clients had so much Instagram traffic, they pushed it all to a YouTube video. And because they pushed so much traffic to it, it started getting pushed out into the discovery page, because they artificially got their video to go viral. But yeah, if you just target your ICP, it's going to be too niche. So target your dream follower, which, like I said, broader than your ICP, holds same values and beliefs. Because instead, if I said how these coaches sell courses, it would not have done as well, because it's not as broad. Now, obviously, with me targeting these guys, right, of a dream follower, not everyone's going to be a qualified lead, but that's okay. We don't need everyone to be a qualified lead. We just need to attract those people. And I'll even go a step further to say the first couple thousand views didn't attract anyone. It was only after I broke past that 3,000 view threshold that I started to get leads that were actually interested in my stuff, the people that bought from me. And if I didn't target the dream follower, that it would have stayed at 2,000 views max. So always aim for your dream follower, not just your ICP. So the epiphany. So it's really just the big idea, the big takeaway from this piece of content. Like, for example, for this video, it's going to be post fucking content, right? Because I made $7,000 from a shitty ass reel. Imagine what happens when I start taking this more seriously. So the one big takeaway, and you want to make it one. You don't want to make it more than one. It's too hard. So for this one, it was all the money's in selling courses. And I'll show you exactly how they went. So this is the thought pattern I took everybody that watched this video thoroughly through, especially my dream follower. So first of all, if they're running a business, they probably think, okay, business is the best way to make money. But what I need them to think, if I want them to buy my stuff, which is done for you services and whatnot, I need them to think that all the money's in the courses. And they see that here by these guys who are young, under 30, making millions of dollars selling a course, which makes them realize, oh, okay, well, all the money's actually in selling courses. So if they can make a ton of money selling courses, well, why can't I? Right? That's exactly what they think. These 21-year-old Miami kids are doing it. I could probably do it and make way more than them. So then they think, I want to sell a course, right? Because I want to make more money. But then they come to the realization, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing here. And this is where my video does better than my competitors, because instead of showing the DM setting framework, nobody cares about that. I show the frameworks for selling a course, 5-step simple process. So now it has them thinking, I don't really know what I'm doing to sell a course, but this guy knows what he's talking about. Let me talk to him about selling a course. And even on the onboarding forms I had, one of the people was like, yeah, selling a course seemed to align with my business. It's something I could do on the side to make more money. So this is literally the exact belief chain I had people go through when watching this. It took them from business is the best way to make money to actually selling courses to, hey, I want to sell a course to, hey, I need this guy's help. And the proof, I positioned myself as an authority because I showed the frameworks. And honestly, I think I could have done better if I would have shown some testimonials in here or broken down how one of our clients sold a course, which is what I'll just be doing later whenever I rephrase this content, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, so that's the exactly just breaking down the entire reel itself and why it actually worked. It hooked in my ICP. It gave them the epiphany and changed their beliefs around something specific that would cause them to buy from me, and it generated interested leads. And I'm probably going to make more than $7,000 from this reel, because as I post more content, a lot of people aren't just going to see one reel and buy from me, right? So imagine as I post more and more, the people get more warmed up. Maybe they go to my YouTube. Next thing you know, this reel in the lifetime made me $15,000 from one fucking reel, which is insane. Not because it's a lot of money, just because it's low effort and I don't even really know what I'm doing yet. So let's go into my entire backend process I'm going to be exposing here. It's very similar to the ones I run for clients, because if I'm running it for myself, why wouldn't I run it for clients? And for me, it's a VSL to a call. No application, no webinar. For me, it's straight VSL, book a call. I'm going to break down my entire VSL right now. So let's look at this right away as the dream outcome. A lot of people have like some BS on their headline. And for me, I'm selling B2B to business owners, right? That's my dream follower. So I don't need to have some sexy, cute little thing. It's like, hey, here's how you can make more money through coaching. Straight up, right? And this targets my dream customer perfectly because we target coaches and creators or people with a skill making over 10K a month. By the way, if that is you, like I said, you're a coach or creator with some sort of info product, want help starting one, or you have a skill making over 10K a month and want to start your own info product, first link in the description, you can book a call with me personally, and you'll kind of see more about this in a little bit. And so I have dream outcome right here, which is make $30,000 to $50,000 without doing any of the work because we do done for you services. And right away, the VSL's on autoplay, and I have a high quality camera. Like, look at this right now. Like, look at this. This is a high quality camera, right? And it's Aura. I got the Monopoly pictures in the background right now. It just sets me as an authority, right? The background matters. I don't care what people say. And this is my exact VSL framework. It's very short because it's B2B. Business owners don't need a lot of consumption really to buy. It's like, because it's not a lot of money of them to them. For the everyday person, $5,000 is a lot. To business owners, it's not really because they can see the ROI insanely fast. So this is the exact framework, and I'll break it all down. But we go over who we can help, my background, our client results, our process with our unique selling mechanism, our offer, and next step. So first, it's who we can help, which, like I said, it's exclusively our ICP, and we push everyone else out. In this case, it's you have an existing audience, you want help starting or scaling your info product coaching, or you have a skill and are already making $10,000 a month and want to start. That's the only people we can help. I don't want to coach copywriters or closers or people that don't have a skill. It just maybe in the future, but it doesn't make sense right now. It seems like it'd be a lot of work. That's our main ICP, right? Then from there, we go into my quick backgrounds just so that way they can actually know who they're about to buy from. And it's authority plus proof, right? We've done millions of dollars in info for our clients. I have a direct response marketing and sales background. I position us as a real company because we are. Then client results. So I show social proof of all the people working with us, tons and tons of different results, because when they see that, they're like, okay, this guy actually knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. He seems professional and authentic. All right, let's go, right? So then we show proof, and then we have our process and our USP, the new way of doing it. And honestly, I don't even go over the process because they don't really care. Like I said, it's done for you. But the way we differentiate ourselves from other people is that we target the buyers in their audience. Because out of your audience, maybe 1% to 5% will ever actually buy from you. So why not just focus on those people instead of teenagers, third world country, etc., aka people that are not good fits. From there, I go quickly over our offer. It's a no-brainer, done for you offer, pay and results basis. It's risk-free. It seems risk-free because we do all the work and we do work on pay and results basis. So it makes it seem like, oh, okay, like this is a no-brainer. And then next steps, and then it's very risk reversal and non-needy. If you watch the VSL, it's like, hey, we don't even take on everyone just with our guarantee and everything. So it's like, if you do feel like this is something you want, just book a call down below. And I'm really nonchalant about it and don't care. And that's what happens. When you don't care, people just, you subtract more, right? So, but then let's go into the calendar itself. It's very simple. I grab name, email, phone number, contact information. Got to have that contact information. It's super important. Instagram, so I can check out their page, see if they're even a good fit. Their MRR and their current business, do they qualify? If they're making like 3K a month or $0 a month with drop shipping, they're not going to qualify, right? Because I don't want to sell some guru scammy course. And then stopping them. So like what's overall just stopping them right now so I can kind of understand. And it's just qualification. The reason why I'm not like, how much do you have to invest, blah, 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 is because I already know that they have money to invest. If you're a business owner, you're making over $10,000 a month, you're going to have money to invest into starting your coaching. So I don't have to ask that. If this was B2C, we'd probably be more direct with it. So then post booking, we do 5 main things, right? So number 1, we're going to confirm that they can show up. This is because if people confirm on their own that they're going to show up to the call, they're more likely to show up. It's the commitment and consistency principle from Robert Cialdini. My books are back here. And yeah, I'm super deep into psychology. But yeah, and then from there, I just showed them our VSL again because I want them to watch it, see our results, see our process, see our offer, and then more social proof, just all of our client results, get their common questions answered. So we're just going to be objection handling here, like how much time will this take? What's your success rate, etc. So that way on the call, it's an easy close. And then finally, if they're still on, they're a super warm lead, I'm just going to send them to my YouTube to watch more content of me. The reason why I do this is because this is a spectrum of leads. From cold to they'll pay off of a payment link in a quick DM. Whenever people book, they're not going to be confident to buy right away. They're going to be somewhere around here. They might be over here, but a lot of the time they're going to be over here. They're going to be curious, am I interested? So my goal as a marketer, especially for my own offer, is to take them as far as I can from that curious, that semi-interested, to being lay down deals, to being confident to buy, to being ready to pay. Because if I don't, I'm gonna have to do multiple calls, and I'm gonna show you that in a little bit. Because if you don't understand anything about what I have to offer and we set up a call, I'm not one call. It's not going to be a one call system. It's going to be 2 calls, 3 calls, maybe even 4 calls. And what I'm trying to do with all of this post call information is cut down the sales cycle as low as possible, ideally for a 1 call. So that way it's just easier for them to buy. Because if they get all the information, we handle all their objections, all their concerns, we show the proof, what other questions are they going to have? Nothing really, because they're going to understand the entire offer. They're going to understand all their objections are handled. They're going to see all the proof. It's going to be a pretty easy call. The only way to warm them up and get them to want to buy from you is 3 ways. Number one, confidence in you or your offer. So, like I said, proof and objections, building more trust. Number two, increasing the pain of inaction. So, this can be once again showing proof and just making them feel like it's so painful to stay where they are. And number three, decreasing the pain of action. So, making it an easy offer, easy to take risk. How we do this is we increase the confidence by showing the results and the proof, as well as handling objections. We increase the pain of inaction by showing the proof. This guy went from 3K to $61,000. Why can't you? You know what I mean? It's like, damn, like, okay, I want to be like that, because if I do this, I can do that. More so digging into pain points as well, which happens on the sales call. Decrease pain of action, which is just making the offer easy. Like I said, it's done for you offer, so it's pretty easy to sell. That's why we don't take on everyone. And then I have workflows. So after people book, I send like 3 to 6 emails a day. Once again, more proof, more objection handling content. Like I said, to show on that spectrum, so these people are warm for the call. And then I'm speed to lead. So as soon as someone books, I'm texting them within 5 minutes, a voice note of me personally. I don't dial them. I haven't really seen a point for that. It's kind of just a waste of time. I'll send them a voice note like, hey, it's actually me name. It's not an AI, because I want them to show it's like actually me texting them, because since I'm the creator or whatever, it just gives you more authority. And then from there, I'm just going to confirm, hey, are we still good for 5 p.m. EST? And then answer any questions. So he's like, hey, what's up, bro? Thanks for sending me the voice note. So it's not an AI, because nobody wants to be duped by an AI. So I'm good for tomorrow at 5. So this guy actually showed up, because he said, hey, I'm good for tomorrow at 5. And they didn't have any questions. The reason why I ask if they have questions is to handle the uncertainties. The reason why people don't show up is because it's not a priority, or they have lots of uncertainties. So I handle that. And then as far as the call goes, I gauge the warmth of the lead. A lot of these guys that were booking in were colder, because they only watched that reel. So I ran a 2 call close system. First call is a discovery and education, where I just sold them on the vehicle, on me, on themselves. And then second call is when I actually pitched. So that way they just got more information, they got more time, because after that first call, the time between the first and the second call, they're probably going to do more research, watch more of my content, warm them up more. But if they are warmer, like leads from YouTube and stuff, it's going to be an easy 1 call close. So now we're going to go over the secret, and a lot of people mess this up, and then I'll go into the LTV play about how these guys are going to be worth way more, kind of like from Alex Hormozi's $100 million Models book, which I have back there. But it's digital persuasion in the form of copy and marketing. A lot of people suck at copywriting, suck at marketing, and a lot of people, and I see it all the time with coaching programs, they just use AI. Like, hey, AI can write all my copy, copywriters are dead, blah, blah, blah. Copy and digital persuasion is one of the best skills to have. That's what I've been mastering over the past year and a half, 2 years, because AI is just a tool. So if you don't know how to lift properly, diet properly, trend is not going to help you that much in the gym. Same thing, if you don't know how to properly persuade and write copy, AI is not going to help you. Most digital persuasion, most headlines, most copy for programs is straight ass. It really is. And don't worry though, I'm going to show you some little hacks here. I use AI as a tool, not to do it for me, but the number one thing is just knowing your audience and your ICP. That's why we go deep into market research. Like, this is market research for us. We have 6 pages over our ICP. And then for one of our clients, we did like a bunch of different competitors. We just researched them, right? And the reason why is because if you don't know the ICP, you don't know the market, you can't properly sell to them. All persuasion is taking a person, showing them something, and making them take action. So if the action's not, if any of that stuff's not personalized, it's super general, and it's not based on the market conditions, it's cooked. That's why we understand our audience, either struggling to get views, struggling to get content, struggling with low ticket, etc. And this is what good digital persuasion can do, and why it's so important, and why we focus on it so much, is because it can increase your TAM, your total addressable market, to actually buy from you. Most programs just scrape this green right here. They just get like the 1 to 3%. They'd buy from a fucking link, bro. I could send them a 3K payment link and they'd buy. The red is people that'll never buy just because of circumstances, beliefs, etc. The yellow is a swing vote. They'll buy from you or won't buy from you based on your marketing in the form of funnels, copy, content, etc. So let's look at what most people do. Most people set up a simple VSL funnel like breast scales, hope it works, and they just grab the green. And they're like, "Oh shit, bro, I'm making so much money with my coaching," when they could be doing 2 to 5x more. And they just Anybody who's like semi-interested or curious, they just get cooked. But what we do is we analyze the market, we understand the audience, and tailor everything to the buying ICP, the dream follower, and in the shape of like what the market's looking like right now. The funnels, copy, content asset, sales process, so we get more out of the market. So now instead of what's going on is we're using psychological principles, we're tailoring it to them, to this specific situation, and we're grabbing way more of the audience right here, like 2 to 5x more, making way more money. And obviously just any funnel you do is going to shut out some more people and potentially even grabbing some more of the yellow as well. And that's what we do because that's what happens. It's all about speaking to the different awareness levels, sophistication of your audience. Like the other day, actually today, one of my sales reps let me know for the ecom offer, but this guy never even heard what dropshipping was. So it's like we had to teach him what dropshipping was. And if our funnel was already talking about organic dropshipping and stuff like that, he's going to get really confused. But this guy didn't know what dropshipping was. So it really just depends on your ICP and everything. And I'm going to give you the 3 main things of digital persuasion. Like I said, it's increasing the confidence/trust in you and your product, increasing the pain of inaction, decreasing the pain of action. These are the 3 things you need to focus on in order to get people to buy from you. And this is just done by knowing the ICP, having no-brainer offers, making everything feel new, easy, safe, and big, and hitting psychological principles. So let's go into the last thing that's going to make these guys go from $7K to $100,000 plus, and it's 3 things. So number 1, I'm on revenue share with these clients, meaning I'm incentivized for them to win. So when they make money, when they earn money, take money actually, I get a percentage. And meaning that I'm incentivized for them to win. So now all of them have content coaches and we're doing everything we can as fast as possible to make the money. And it's just going to go like this because at the start, it's a little bit slower. We're getting them content coaches, getting them ramped up and they're making more money. They make 20K a month. We get a percentage of that. 50K a month, we get a percentage. So we're incentivized to make them win. Meaning if they hit 50K in a month, we're going to be making a percentage of that. So it's like, that's easily going to turn into 100K. On top of that, it's going to be referrals because once I get them good results, which we will, I'm going to ask them to connect me with their friends in exchange for, money. Hey, I'll give you 10% of whatever this guy pays me up front, or I'll give you a percentage of how much we make from them. It's a no-brainer for them because they got really good results. Now they can make their friend more money and make me money and make themselves money. So it's a win-win-win. Right? The referral play is going to be super huge. And on top of that, content. Now I can leverage these guys in my content like I'm doing right now just to show more results, show more proof, and just talk more about like people we're actually working with. So that's how I made $7,000 from one reel. If you want help starting or scaling your coaching, first link in the description, you can book a call with me. Peace.